Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another reading about the presidents. We are with at number 39. 39. And that's Mr. Jimmy Carter, who is still alive. He just celebrated his 99th birthday 2 weeks ago. So, Mr. Carter, President James Carter, is 99 years old. Born October 1st, 1924, in Plains, Georgia. His father was James Earl Carter Sr. His mother was Bessie Lillian Gordy Carter. His wife was Rosalind or Eleanor Rosalind Smith Carter. They've been married since 1946, July of 1946. Children include John William or Jack Carter, James Earl Chip Carter or James Earl Carter III, Donald Jeffrey or Jeff Carter, and Amy Lynn Carter, all of which are still alive. He was a Baptist. He graduated from Georgia Southwestern College. Did that for 6 months to a year. Attended Georgia Institute of Technology for 6 months to a year. Served in the United States Naval. Went to the United States Naval Academy for 3 years, class of '47, and then Union College for 6 months to a year. He was a naval officer and a farmer. He was a peanut farmer. Military service included U.S. Navy, began as an ensign, and discharged as a lieutenant senior grade. Served on early nuclear submarines in the early 50s. His political experience includes being a Georgia state senator for 4 years and then Georgia governor for another 4 years, 1971 to 75. Only one term, and that was July 20th, 77, January 20th, 1977 to January 20th, 1981. He was a Democrat. He lost the 1980 election to Ronald Reagan. His vice president was Walter Mondale. In the election in 1976, Mr. Carter got 297 electoral votes, Gerald Ford 240, and Ronald Reagan 1 electoral vote in 1976. Doesn't list a popular vote percentage. The cabinet of James Carter included Cyrus Vance for Secretary of State, followed by Edmund Muskie, Secretary of the Treasury W. William Blumenthal. That's the Secretary Blumenthal now. Oh, that's Richard Blumenthal, I think. Followed by G. William Miller. For Secretary of Defense, Harold Brown. Attorney General, Griffin B. Bell, followed by Benjamin Seveletti. Secretary of the Interior was Cecil D. Andrus. Secretary of Agriculture was Robert S. Berglund. Secretary of Commerce, Juanita M. Krebs, followed by Philip M. Klutznick. Secretary of Labor was F. Ray Marshall. Secretary of Health, Education, and Welfare, Health and Human Services, that's what it's called now. Joseph A. Califano Jr., followed by Patricia Roberts Harris. Secretary of HUD was Patricia R. Harris, followed by Moon Landrieu. Secretary of Transportation Brock Adams, Neil E. Goldschmidt. Secretary of Energy was James R. Schlesinger, Charles W. Duncan, and then Secretary of Education Shirley M. Hofstetler. Rosalind Carter, born in 1927. Not since Eleanor Roosevelt had a First Lady become so active in the political activities of the presidency. Her husband wanted her briefed on various domestic and foreign issues so he could discuss them with her and gain her advice. Some in the media began calling her Mrs. President, hoping to gain congressional support for her ongoing campaign against mental illness. Mrs. Carter testified before a hearing on Capitol Hill. On other occasions, she was sent as a representative for the president, as they had shown the world on Inauguration Day, walking hand in hand down Pennsylvania Avenue. The two Carters were truly a team. There were no Supreme Court appointments during Carter's one term. The U.S. population in 1977 was 226,542,199. That's rounded up to 200. So 226,542,200. The debt of 1981 was 1,000 million billion 1 trillion 28,729 million. $1 trillion. Wow. Carter is one of the 3 presidents to graduate from the U.S. Naval Academy. Mr. Carter was a self-made millionaire, being a peanut farmer probably. Oh, excuse me. Carter was the first president born in a hospital. Mr. Carter was the first president to send his mother on not his wife, his mother, on the diplomatic mission. Malay's speech. On July 15, 1979, President Earl James Carter, or Jimmy Carter, addressed the nation about a crisis of spirit that seemed to permeate the country. The soon was dubbed the Malaise speech. Some of his advisors had told him that he needed to be seen as exercising more leadership, and he told his cabinet that he did not deserve to be reelected the next year if he could not do a better job. Hoping to change directions, he then accepted the resignations of 5 cabinet members. Carter is a speed reader and can read over 2,000 words a minute. Habitat for Humanity, a nonprofit Christian organization building houses for those in need around the world. Habitat for Humanity was founded in 1976 by Millard and Linda Fuller, who approached Jimmy Carter to serve on their board of directors. Later, Carter took a more active role and worked on construction projects. Habitat for Humanity has built more than 200,000 homes for low-income families thanks to the efforts of its volunteers. During Carter's time was the Iran hostage crisis. I believe that's Jimmy Carter's time. It's not mentioned in a big bulletin. Let me see if it's mentioned here. Iran-Contra scandal. This is when the Shah of Iran was taken out and Ayatollah Khomeini took over during that time. Okay, books by Jimmy Carter. Why Not the Best? Question mark. Written in 1977. Keeping Faith, Memories of a President, 1982. Negotiation, The Alternative to Hostility, 1984. The Blood of Abraham, Insights into the Middle East, 1985. Everything to Gain, Making the Most of the Rest of Your Life, with Rosalind Carter, 1987. An Outdoor Journal, Adventures and Reflections, 1988 and 1994. Turning Point, A Candidate, a State, and a Nation Come of Age, 1992. Talking Peace, A Vision for the Next Generation, 1993. Always a Reckoning and Other Poems, 95. A Government as Good as Its People, 96. Little Baby Snooglefleischer, quite a kid's book, 96. Living Faith, 96. Sources of Strength, Meditations and Scripture for Living Faith, 97, The Virtues of Aging. 98, An Hour Before Daylight, Memoirs of Rural Boyhood, written 2000. Christmas and Plains, Memories, 2001. The Nobel Peace Prize, Nobel Prize Peace Lecture, 2002. The Personal Beliefs of Jimmy Carter, 2002. The Hornet's Nest, A Novel of the Revolutionary War. Sharing Good Times, Our Endangered Values, America's Moral Crisis. Palestine, Peace Not Apartheid. Lessons from Life, Personal Reflections with Jimmy Carter, and his last book is called Faith. And that is Mr. Jimmy Carter. Hope you enjoyed it.